So now we are with our phase 3 of the software design project, which is the punching bag game. So let me talk about it again. What will happen is the player will hear a certain pattern of sound that's generated randomly, and it will have to hit the punching bag according to that sound. The sound will have to say weak or strong, and the player will hit the punching bag according to that. The Arduino will calculate this strength of the punches according to a certain threshold, and then calculates a certain score. This score will be sent to the Java program, and the Java will compare it to a certain score that it has already, that we already set. If the score is really high, it will move to the harder algorithm of generation of patterns. If the score is low, then it will go to the easier algorithm. After that, the Java will send a new pattern and a new threshold to the Arduino, and the process will repeat again. The player has to follow the pattern and hit the punching bag, and then also the Arduino will send the score. This will happen like for 3 trials. At the end, actually at each trial, the Arduino will show the score on the LEDs, and finally it will show the final score on the LED. So in our project, we are implementing several design patterns such as the adapter, the template, the observer, and strategy. So for the strategy pattern, we have the several algorithms such as the easy, medium, and hard. When the game is running, the algorithms are being selected by the Java code. In the observer pattern, we are implementing the Arduino as the subject and the Java as the observer. So we have 2 classes in the Java. One is for that reads the values from the Arduino, and another observer which gets updated and updates the score accordingly. The template pattern is actually implemented in the Arduino, where we have a function, and it has several functions within it, and these functions run the game on the hardware. So let me show you some parts of the code. So here is the Arduino code. We started by initializing the variables for the X, Y, and Z pins, and some other variables that we are using to calculate. This function actually calculates it compares the strength of the punches. So we have 5 punches each, and according to the time, it actually calculates the strength of the punches and sees if it's hard or low. There's also the compare, which is actually calculated for each punch, to see if it actually hit according to the threshold or not. And the calculate score, it sees if the player has actually followed the pattern or not, and increases the total score accordingly. In the show score function, it actually takes in the score and sends it to the Java, and also shows it on the LEDs. In the setup here, we actually selected the baud rate so that both the ends can communicate smoothly. In the loop, we actually check if there is any input coming from the Java. If there is, then we have to go through through different states. It should all check for the threshold coming from the Java. Then if it comes, then it will it will receive the pattern, and after the pattern, it will also measure the punches of the player, and so on. Here in the Java code, we have this class, which is for the make sound. We have actually implemented like we imported several libraries so that we can get an audio in and audio out. We have the weak sound file and the strong sound file. We generate the sound using a create pattern. It creates a random pattern of sound and returns the string, which has 1 for strong, 0 for weak. We have also several classes such as the pattern, which is the observer. The update function of the observer actually selects the different algorithms, and this implements the strategy pattern as we said. It also gets updated but it uses the serial port handle to write to the Arduino and receives from it. Also, we have the hard, easy, difficult is the interface that's actually implemented by the easy, hard, and medium classes, which are the different algorithms. Also, we have the score, which is the subject. It receives from the Arduino, it reads from it the score and sends it to the observer, which was, as I said, the pattern. So this is all for the Java. It runs simultaneously, and in the main we have like another set of functions that actually plays the game and runs it smoothly. And now we'll be having a sample of how the game runs.